Hi, yogis. So, a nice hip opening sequence. Okay, please come into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, a nice full deep breath in. And full breath out. Lift your heels, soften your knees. Look forward, step your right foot forward. Wiggle the left toes back. Drop the left knee. And take your time bringing the hands up to the right thigh. So come up with a nice tall spine, take a full breath. And then exhale, sink in. So really reminiscent of dragon flying high, the yin posture. So feeling a nice elongation from that left front pocket down the length of the thigh to the knee. Feeling the breath travel up the distance of the spine. So just kind of settling in here. Last breath. And then release the hands to the floor. If you just walk your right foot out, kind of heel toed out. So now you can even come to the edge of the mat so that the toes are off the mat, the heels on. Come to your palms for a moment, take a full breath. And then as you exhale, feel free to come onto your forearms and just kind of settle deeper in. You might find that you want to open up that right foot even more, let the knee kind of fall out to the side. Let the hips be nice and heavy here. That's the UPS man. Good. Just another breath in. And full breath out. Palms back to the floor. Walk that right foot in. Come to almost like a more kneeling position. Lift up and then have your back foot in. Bring it to a warrior one stance and fold. If you have blocks, you can do hands to blocks. Just kind of elongating that right leg. Notice if you want to put more weight on the pinky toe side, see if you can get fairly active in both the right and left side of that front foot. And anchor in by activating that right quadricep. Good. Last breath. Slowly release, rebend the knee. Find down dog. We're coming into pigeon pose, right side. So I'll usually begin to shift forward, take my hands up, palm push forward, then bring the right leg up. You can walk your hands back, even tent them. Tall spine, just like that feeling we had in dragon flying high. Good, and then come on down. You could make fist upon fist, stack them for a little pillow. You bring your hands to the floor and let the forehead rest. Just settling in and settling down. Good, we'll take one more breath. On an inhale, come on back up. Maybe plant those hands again. Elongate the spine. Make your way back to down dog. You can keep your knees nice and bent if you'd like. Good, from down dog, left foot is forward. Maybe wiggle the right toes back, drop the knee. So you can always put your knee on a blanket or double up your mat. And take your hands to your front thigh. So tall spine begin, and then you can kind of settle in and nestle down into this. Just be really aware of what's happening with the breath. Think about the entire length of that femur bone receiving the stretch. few more moments here. A nice amount of elongation for the back leg and compression in the front leg. And then release the hands down and walk your left foot out. So heel toe it out. A nice broad distance from the center of the mat. I'm actually kind of taking my right knee and setting it back a little further. Come on down. So you choose. I like that left foot open, kind of like an open door. And still just bringing the awareness to the elongation of the spine, the elongation of the breath. In a practice like this, the exhale is really quite effective in helping you drop deeper in. Good, last breath. And slowly bringing your hands back, walking that foot back in. And then lift your back knee and pop your back foot in. You want to make sure that the back foot can plant on the floor. Stretch that front leg straight. So you might have to work for a few moments to really find what feels like neutral through the hips. And there's always a posture or a part of the posture that there's this really kind of vibrant aliveness. And let that be here, the activation of the quadriceps. Good, last breath. And then soften into that front knee enough that it's just natural for you to come back to down dog. And we'll come into pigeon. So when I begin to shift forward, I walk my hands forward so that I've got lots of room to bring that left leg up. Good, and then you can wiggle your right leg back even further. Lift up and find that tall spine. And then feel free to come down. So you could even stay on forearms again, stack fist upon fist, or let the head rest. It's interesting sometimes what happens with the back foot, whether you choose to have the ball of the foot on the floor, toes tucked under, or you bring the top of the foot like your shoelaces down. Sometimes the release of the jaw, the shoulders, and the hips really all have a play in this posture. On an inhale, bring yourself back up. Perhaps come back to the finger pads, elongate the spine. And then from here, just shift your weight to the left. Bring that right leg forward. Okay, so feet wide and knees nice and wide. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, I'm actually walking my feet even wider. Drop the legs to the right. Bring that left arm around, left hand to the floor. Broaden your right hand. Elongate for a moment. And then you can begin to, one hand at a time, walk forward. Maybe the right forearm comes down. And when you reach those left fingertips forward, do so from the left hip. If you want more, walk that left knee further away. Good, last breath. Slide the left hand back in, come to neutral. Pause for a moment. Everything's nice and wide. Feet, knees. Drop the legs to the left. Take that right arm around. So pause for a moment, elongate, feel into the twisting aspect here. And then maybe you'll come onto the left forearm. Now, if you want more, kind of elongate that right knee away. And reach that right hand forward. Come on back up. Inhale as you're coming up. Realign everything. Come on back. So when you come back, walk your feet in and cross the legs. So take the right leg over the left. You can rock your hips a little bit. You can just take hands to knees, or you can actually lift up, get your hands to the fronts of the ankles and let the head and neck come back down. So let the arms kind of draw the legs towards the floor. Good. Last breath. Release. Good. I'm going to ask you to just hug wide. So it's kind of like frog pose turned over. Just hug in wide. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left leg crosses over right. You could take the hands like right to the tops of the shins or slide them down fronts of the ankles. Let the elbows come out wide to the sides. Just make sure you're not creating any extra strain through the neck or the head. Good, and release. Okay. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees wide. You could do hands, just making that little pillow for the head. Good. Full breath in, full breath out. And then press the heels together, bring the feet back up, walk them a little wider apart. Release your hands, lift your hips, just realign everything. Left ankle over right leg. So this classic figure four, nothing changes here. We're just going to take this posture, take a full breath in. We're just going to tip it on its side. Exhale, drop to the right. And let your left foot land on the floor. Let your right hand wrap around the front of the ankle. You could do like a goalpost arm with the left arm, or let the hand rest on the body. I like pressing that left leg away. You might like that. Maybe you'll let it fall in towards you. Maybe you'll just let it rest at neutral. Good, last breath. Release, come back. You might pick up the hips, realign. And then right ankle over left leg. It's just that classic figure four. You can stay or just simply tip it on its side. I'll usually take my left hand, wrap it around that right ankle, and then kind of use that bottom thigh to press up against the leg. It's really your choice for the right arm. It's also your choice what you do with that right leg, if you actively press it away or if you let it fall in towards you. Each has its merit. Last breath. And release, come on back. Okay, from here, feet down, arms down for a moment. And then I want you to hug your right leg in and stretch it straight. So if you happen to have a strap, it's nice to use it. Elongate the left leg. So we're coming into a twist. So because I have long limbs, like my left hand will fairly easily reach the right leg. So I'm going to come in with a straight leg into this twist. But if you don't have a strap and the hand and foot don't readily meet, you can keep your right leg bent and come into this posture with the bent knee, working towards a straight leg, or just keep the knee bent. And this is nice for the IT band. So a yoga strap, if you don't have it, you can use like a dog leash, you can use a belt, you can use a scarf, you can use a t-shirt. You can get super creative. And really the whole point of being here is to really get to the side seam of the leg. Okay, last breath. And then slowly, if the leg is straight, rebend the knee. Now, options here. We can come into what would feel like a reclined tree pose. So the knee bent, the foot close to the thigh. If that gives you the stretch you need, stay. Or you can take strap to foot or hand to foot and open up the right leg. Right? One's not better than the other necessarily. It's just what feels good to you and what gives you the most of what you're looking for in a really nice, safe way. Good, last breath. Release, just rebend the leg, put the floor. Okay, so other side now. So the left leg is stretched up, the right leg is long. You might come right into this twist, IT band opener with a straight leg. Maybe you come in with a bent knee and work to a straight leg. Maybe you keep the knee bent. So interesting how things can feel so different side to side. I really feel this in my low back on this side and not so much in the IT band. The other side was all IT band. Good, one last breath. Slowly release. You can bend the knee if the leg was straight, come back. So again, there's a lot of merit to this reclined tree. It actually feels quite lovely. So feel free to stay, or I'm actually bending both knees to come into this adductor stretch. You can open up that left leg to the side. Sometimes it even feels good to extend that right arm out, so you're going to choose. So this was just a really nice, thorough opening of the hips. Right, front, back, side, got into the interior. This is also really, really nice for the low back, hips, hamstrings, low back, so intimately connected. Good, rebend the knee, put the foot on the floor. So the last thing we'll do is just come into a bit more of that internal rotation. So you've got both feet down about hips width. What you're going to just do is take the right foot. It's going to heel toe out to the right. You're not going to go forward. You're not going to go back. You're going to go straight out to the right. Pause for a moment. And then drop that knee in. The foot will be flexed. You're really going to be on the big toe mount, like the outer big toe mount. I should say inner big toe mount, right? Inner heel. This is something we don't get in a lot of our regular day-to-day movements. This deep, deep internal rotation seems like it goes right to the heart of the hip socket. And it just, you don't have to use pressure. There's a lot of weight that gravity provides, and the length and weight of the thigh bone itself. Just imagine letting the knees soften down towards the floor. And stand the foot back up, heel toe it back in. If this gives you any type of pain, then you're going to skip this one. So heel toeing the left foot out to the left, straight out to the left, not forward or back, and letting that left knee drop in. So the foot is flexed and you kind of rest on the inside of the foot. Good. Stand that foot back up, walk it in, stretch the left leg long, stretch the right leg long. Shavasana for as long as you have.